Good day everyone. Once again, I am Jason Heronza and we are the Group 5 from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Social Studies. For today's video, we will be discussing about the Field Study Activity 5, Assessing Learning Outcomes and Reporting Feedbacks. This Activity 5 focus on the main 5, assessment and reporting. Assessment is an inevitable part of teaching learning process. It determines the effectiveness of the curriculum. At the same time, it assesses or evaluates the learner's performance. There are different assessment tools that can be utilized throughout the process where feedbacks are drawn. In this activity, the FS students will be engaged in varied opportunities which will help them to understand better the assessment process.
For the observation report, we will now identify the intended learning outcomes or objectives that were projected by our designated resource teacher, none other than Mr. Jude Angelo Gimino, a teacher from PSU Laboratory Integrated High School, and the assessment activity that support each ILO. Based upon observation, Teacher Jude lectured about the core values of social work. So, here are the objectives of his lesson plan. First, define social work and identify its core values. Second, discuss and demonstrate comprehension of the core values of social work. And lastly, demonstrate understanding of the basic core values of social work through an activity. Some of the assessment given by the teacher were both combinations of traditional and non-traditional assessment, such as oral recitations, giving tests, and watching video clips with the students. When creating a test, Teacher Jude prioritizes the use of table of specifications and bases the question generated on the ILO or intended learning outcomes, as well as selecting appropriate learning competencies. Exams and quizzes are serious business, so since they have reflect on the students' knowledge and the effectiveness of teaching, it also describes how students recall and retain information. So in addition, when it comes to performance tasks, the teacher always links the outputs to the learning competency and curriculum guide by using the GRASS method.
A formative assessment including watching a documentary video and providing students with their opinions or reactions to the video is different. The using of the module materials to highlight the student comprehension during the discussion, obtaining input to the student on their perspective on the lesson is also the formative assessment because it occurs within the learning process. Finally, the students may ask questions which may include the feedback. The following assessments are formative in the nature since they were used monetary learners progress towards the learning. As I observed, the grade 11 Hume student last has no summative assessment administered at the end of the instructions. However, after the teacher's discussion, the teacher informed his or her students that they will be having an examination or quiz before proceeding to the next topic.
Mr. Jude Angelo Jimeno, a social studies teacher of grade 11 students whom we observed last Thursday, states that the grading system he employs to his students is a hybrid of Depth Order number 8 series of 2015 and college grade computation. This grading method incorporates the use of percentage for each component of written work, which is 30%, a performance task, which is 50%, and a quarterly examination, which is 20%. In addition, Mr. Jimeno uses scoring rubrics to assess his students' outputs or performance tasks. Students' grades or performance are communicated to their parents on card day, wherein class advisors inform parents or guardians on their child's progress during the academic year. In addition, he stated that if the parents are unreachable or unresponsive and his or her child has a problem, home visitation could be considered. Here are the answers to the following questions on the analysis activity. Evaluation on learning is necessary to assess progress. Identify areas for improvement. measure achievements of learning outcomes. It provides feedback for both teachers and students. Second, yes, teachers need to record results of formative and summative assessments. Recording results help track students' performance, identify learning gaps, and make informed decisions about teaching. It is unclear if the teacher prepared a table specification of the assessment. The teacher aligned the tasks in the assessment tools with the intended learning outcomes by designing questions or tasks that directly assess the specific knowledge and skills students were expected to learn.
It is unknown if the teacher used scoring rubrics to evaluate the student performance. It is unknown if the learners encountered difficulty in answering the teacher's question. Teachers often encounter challenges when computing grades, such as missing score of information due to students' absence and low scores. When students show a lack of cooperation, teacher may involve advisory to who may visit the student home. Reporting grades to parents can also lead compliance or confusion requiring clarification.